Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I decided to try something out a little different. A while back, one of you recommended or challenged me to never reload my weapons ever, and the only way for me to get more ammunition was to pick up another gun off of the ground, and even if that only had 2 to 3 rounds in it, I still couldn't reload it, and I'd have to switch on over to their secondary to find my next victim, and then hopefully pick up their primary, which would have more than just a couple of bullets. And initially going into this, I thought this would be a lot of fun, and it was. I mean, there was a lot of cool moments trying to find gameplay for this, but it was also extremely difficult, and one of the reasons why it was so hard is that when you do go pick up someone else's gun, a lot of the times it only had a couple of rounds in it. When I was getting into firefights with people, they were firing back. I mean, that's just kind of how firefights work. And then when I finally was able to kill them and run over to their, their corpse, their carcass, I would pick up their gun and it would only have a couple of rounds left in it. And so I would either have to make do with using only 10 bullets to take out my next target, or switch on over to their secondary. And that's where things really start to get interesting, because people would run with some pretty interesting secondaries that usually aren't very good for finishing off someone from 100% to 0. And not only that, but when you do play like this, you're always having to be very aggressive. You're always having to move from place to place to find more ammunition. And when you do that, you leave yourself exposed a lot. And I noticed that I never really play this aggressively when I normally play the game. I mean, I'm kind of playing a little bit more passively. I'm kind of in the backfield, and I feel like I myself am more of an aggressive player, but not to the extent that I had to in today's video, because if you do see a couple of people off in the distance, you're gonna take some pot shots at them. You're gonna try to see if you can take them out. You're gonna try and maybe whittle them down, and so that you can maybe push up a little bit closer and then take out everyone else. But because I only had what was in my primary, that first magazine, I didn't have that luxury. You know, I could maybe try to take someone out at a distance, but once I was through all of my clip, all of my magazine, I had to go find more ammunition. And so that made myself, I basically had to force myself to run out in the open a lot, and that got me killed, which, doesn't happen when you normally play Battlefield 3. And not only that, but something else that was pretty challenging, but also kind of really cool about this, was that I had to adapt to the weapon that people were dropping. People were using the infrared night vision scope a lot more than I would ever have imagined. I picked that up a lot. People were also using high optic scopes on close quarter maps, and I had to use those guns. I couldn't just, throw it on the ground. Of course, if I did find another weapon that was right next by, I would pick that up, but it was just, I couldn't pick and choose. I had to use the weapon that they dropped, and it really required me to adapt. I had to adjust my playstyle for that weapon. If it was a gun that had a low rate of fire, then I needed to make sure that the person or my next target was at least at a medium distance, so that I would have at least some slight advantage. Or if I was using a high rate of fire, then play a little bit more aggressively. And it was that type of thought process that was, not only difficult, but also a lot of fun. But probably the coolest aspect of this is that I had so many Rambo moments where I take out 1 to 2 targets with my primary, switch on over to my secondary, take out the final third guy, pick up one of their weapons, another person rounds their corner, take them out, pick up their gun, and take out 2 more. It was just so cool to never have to reload, and you felt like such a badass when those moments did happen. They didn't happen very often because of all the other stuff I just listed, but when they did happen, it really made it all worth it. So I was very glad that I took up this challenge. It was very difficult, but in the end, it was really worth it. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I may do more of these never reload videos. They're hard, but they're a lot of fun. So let me know if you would like to see more of this in the future down below in the comment section. But yeah, guys, until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.